is page 146, Arioso. This is the first lesson in Unit 11. A unit is supposed to be on musical styles. I got a lot of problems with musical styles, but we won't go there. We'll just follow what the book is doing here. At the top of page 146, they're giving you some text up there which sort of describes the Baroque period. Please keep in mind that those bulleted points they're giving there are not necessarily 100% accurate, nor are they complete. Again, people don't agree on stuff. I was taught certain stylistic interpretation for Baroque pieces, and some of what I was taught was a little different than here, but whatever. If you have a teacher, I recommend just do what your teacher's telling you to do while you study under them. I'm not going to focus so much on these styles. I'm just going to go through the process I use for learning a piece of music, and we'll see what we end up with. For Arioso, it's 2 lines long, treble bass clef, 1 flattened key signature, so we're either in the key of F major or D minor, or I might mention back, because the Baroque, they used a lot of other modes. So we could actually be in some other mode, because the major scale and the minor scale are both modes. And it could be in one of the other modes too, but I only stick with the major and minor because that's what we're using mostly today. So as far as scales and arpeggios go, that's what I do. And 2/4 time signature. I'm going to take it one hand at a time to see what I want. A fingering that lets me connect the notes if I can get it. So here, 1 and 2. 1 and... No, 4th finger up here. Well, I'm out of position for that. So I got to do something to fix that. If I want 4th finger here, and they want it there because of the coming down, the black, it fits. Okay, so 4th finger is fine for the top one, but I can't go from here. So I'm going to have to put thumb on that last note on measure 4. So it's here. Scrunch up and put thumb on it. Now I can reach it. Like so? Yeah. Now, I'm guessing this is an F major. It doesn't end, you look at the end and see what it is. That is not the end of the piece. This is an excerpt, just a little bit, a snippet of the piece, and it's not ending in its tonic. So I'm guessing this is an F major. Left hand was 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, and then later on it's 1, 2, and... That seems okay, so I put the heads together and see what it sounds like. And I might hesitate, but that's okay right now. Well, okay. I played it a little fast. Normally, when I first do it, I go really, really, really slow and work out. Try and just figure out which fingers are working together. Then I'll go back over and work out the hesitations. I'll do the speed later. Right now I'm just working on notes, rhythms, fingerings, that thing. And once there's no hesitations, then I add the articulation, part of interpreting the music here. They give you a slur in the second line, second measure. I probably slur it anyway. But understand that when they give you the slur, you don't have a choice. You got to slur it. But again, back in this time period, a lot of people, well, not so much in this time period, but prior to this, when this person was living, they didn't put any articulation or dynamics or any of that in the music. It was up to you to know how to interpret it. In this time period, the latter half of the 1700s, that's when they started putting it in. And they were being a lot more picky, the composers, about how their music was played, so they would put it in and tell people, interpret it this way. So when you see a slur like that, you connect them. If it didn't have the slur, it would be up to you, although you'd probably connect it anyway. So in the right hand, I'm going to pretty much connect this except for the rest. Now, at the end of the first line, that's the end of a phrase. You can lift up for a new phrase, like taking a breath. That's how you can get away with this fingering. But I still want to connect it at first. I can lift up later. And I will lift up at the end of the first line to go on, because it's a new phrase. In the left hand, and again, it's not set in stone, but I was taught if the notes were next to each other, you can connect them. If they were farther apart, you can disconnect them. I don't know why that is, but it is. probably disconnect them. There's nothing marked, of course, they wouldn't. So it's up to you and your teacher how you're going to interpret that left hand. But and then the dynamics, F at the beginning with a diminuendo toward the end. And that's the melody here. This sort of in the background, somewhere in the background. And then the last two measures, you're going to come down. They don't say how much. Oh, moderately loud, moderately soft. I don't know, just come down. And measure 7, where the arrow starts, you start that loud. You don't change at the beginning of the arrow, you change in the arrow. So softer, softer, softer. Yeah. And the left hand stays out in the background. And then the speed, which is adagio, which is slow. But don't go too slow because that drags it. An arioso is probably a song. Person is singing, and it's okay when a person is singing to go slow because they can carry the sound. They can do things with it. With a piano, all we can do is just play the note and the piano takes over. So we don't want to go too slow. Something like so. Remember in interpreting music, remember the natural accents. Always, regardless of what time period it is, the natural accent. 1, 2, 1, 2. And when you have eighth notes or you're splitting up a beat, each beat actually gets a little one. So in that third measure, that and 2, 1 and 2 and 2. No. So each beat gets a little bit of an accent, but the main one is here is the first beat of the measure. I exaggerate them so you can hear them better, but you just feel these. That's why they're called natural accents. At the bottom of this, they have a note to transpose it to G major. So I'm guessing we're in F major. We're going to go up one step to G major. G major has one sharp, F sharp. So we're going to play all white keys except for the F sharp. There are no accidentals, so we're going to stick with that. And for the notes, I'm just going to take the note up one note. Instead of an A, I'm going to play a B here. And then instead of a F, I'm going to play a G. There's got to be an F sharp now because G major has an F sharp. In the left hand, instead of an F, I'll play a G. Just play each note up one note. Yeah. In case you're wondering, you're ending on the dominant. Yeah. That's sort of the transposing part. Let's play this together very slowly just to check the notes and the rhythms as it's written, not transposing it. I'll give us 2 counts. Ready and go and 1 and.